Oh my God, we're back again with another round of Love the Ride or Let It Die, this time EPCOT Edition. Plus, some hot takes. Let's bring back the magic.
Bring back the magic for all to see. Together we'll discover all the joy and glow. In every story, there's a little bit of gold. Join our podcast adventure, let the magic unfold.
Oh yeah, welcome to a brand new edition, new episode of Bring Back the Magic podcast. And this episode, as all episodes are, is sponsored by Theme Park Chuckle. Theme Park Chuckle, it's us. You know it's us. Buy a t-shirt, support the podcast. Okay, such as the Bring Back the Magic podcast shirt with the old Pleasure Island vibes.
That's very familiar.
And you might be wondering where you see that. I'm wearing one. That's right, I'm wearing one right
love
now.
that shirt so much.
I am one of your hosts. I am Josh.
And I am his sister, Gina. And for those of you just joining us, welcome aboard. Please be sure to give this video a like wherever you're watching or listening. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell. And you don't miss any magic that way. On Spotify, give us a follow. And we are on social media quite frequently. And that is at BBT Magic Podcast on both TikTok and Instagram. And we also do have a Facebook page. And we'd love for you to stop by and have some magic with us.
And I'd like to take time to remind you that this program is rated TV 14, so you younger viewers have your parents' permission before watching it. And should be good.
Every time you say that little spiel about that, I want to say it's TV 14, but we tend to keep it clean. Because you always say something about, we tend to keep it kind of clean, but it rhymes with 14. So
you just let me make the announcements over here, and you just sit over there and wear ears. How about that? Anyway, so another episode in the books. Not yet. I mean, we haven't finished it, so it's not in the books. The book is open. Thanks for joining us.
How many episodes?
Shortest episode ever. It's lasted 2 minutes.
I think this is episode 27, regularly scheduled episodes.
Yeah, this is our 20.
Still haven't got it down yet.
This is our 27th episode, and they're equally as terrible. We're actually getting worse, and I love that about us because we're just real people talking about real problems.
Yes.
And real Disney things.
We're going to be talking Disney whether you're listening or not. So thanks for those of you who
the only difference is we
journey.
just hit record. We talk Disney like everybody else does. Yes. I'm actually excited for this episode because I think it's been a long time overdue. We started a series similar, for a different park because, spoiler alert, our theme this week is Love to Ride or Let It Die. This is the EPCOT.
I love how that's a spoiler. I said it at the beginning.
Gina thinks I listen to the things she says. She has no idea what goes on this side of the desk.
The episode is labeled that way, and I said at the beginning, but spoiler alert.
I don't like feeling like a dummy. This is episode 27, otherwise known as Josh's last podcast, which is irritating sister.
You were saying you're excited about this episode.
No, I am because
it's been a while.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to expand to the other parks, and starting with EPCOT, and we'll move on from there to Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom in future episodes, but EPCOT being actually my favorite park.
Yeah. We had to take 2 episodes to do Magic Kingdom because there were so many attractions in there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And now here we are going into EPCOT, and there's more than people realize there. You might think it doesn't have as many attractions, but there's actually a lot to do in EPCOT. It's just not a lot to do for little kids is my thing. But
no, 100%.
It is
well,
one of the adult parts.
It's funny when you're talking about, getting into the topic. We can't get into the topic until we get into another topic first, which is our hot takes. So it's getting warm. Ooh, here it's starting to sizzle.
It's getting hot in here, like the
Keep
underworld.
Keep on all your clothes, please.
It's like the underworld in here,
yes,
Josh,
it is
with
the
all
underworld.
The flames.
Disney parks, you listening?
Right?
It's all aflame.
You'll
I'm
understand
on the wall
that
of
if
flames.
you've seen or listened to previous
check
episodes or
check
watch
our
socials.
Instagram pages, our Insta pages.
Yes, weigh in.
Hot takes this time. It's been a while since we did a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a lot of wet spaghetti, but not as many hot takes in the recent times. So, Gina, do you have a hot take on anything?
I do.
Then say it already.
Okay.
I only got an hour.
Disney really needs to amp up Christmas, and that may shock some people, but I feel like
you're saying Disney's
Halloween-
not Christmas enough.
It's not.
Okay.
It's pretty, but for Disney, for the level of magic they have, and I will say a big part of where they were going, and then they took a backslide, was Cinderella Dreamlights, because that was absolutely stunning, so magical,
Oh, so
worth going
beautiful.
just to see. I literally took a trip that I planned just so I could see those lights.
It's so
Projections are not
Instagrammy.
it. The castle, I mean, the tree is very pretty. There's garlands and stuff. But I feel like since Disney doesn't do the holiday overlay rides and things like that, I do feel like there's a way to amp up the Christmas magic and, I believe, extend the Christmas season. I would rather see it start earlier than go later, because I'm a big believer, like as much as I don't think it's a
the
shutdown.
leading up to.
Yeah, the lead up gets you excited for the holiday. I'm not anti still seeing
It's the
Christmas
pep
in
rally.
January.
It's the pep rally of holidays.
That is true. That is true. So I would like to see, because we've also talked about how EPCOT, there's really no wow factor. Spaceship Earth being able to have those lights is kind of like the beacon right now. But without the glimmering greenhouses starting earlier, then you can't really count that. If they don't start till freaking Thanksgiving, that's too late. I need 2 full months, November and December, of Christmas. So I need Disney to amp it up. Because if you ask me, what's the iconic thing? Yes, it's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is the main draw at the holidays. There is the Festival of the Holidays, which you and I both ranked as our least favorite festival, but I think could easily amp up. There's the Candlelight Processional. But what else is there? Jollywood has not gotten stellar reviews so far. But I am hopeful for it this year when we go. People are saying they feel like Disney, like, third time's the charm, that maybe has now gotten it going. But I do feel like Disney could overall, they do it for Halloween. People are there for what they offer for Halloween. I do think that Disney could amp up Christmas a bit. And that's a hot take. I know, 'cause some people may be totally satisfied with it, but in the
Well, you figure this, like you said, name for like holiday wise, what other store they have in Disney that's all year long? They have a Christmas store all year. So you figured
lots of places.
Christmas is, celebrated. But what I'm talking about is, I'm like, you should want to amp it up more. You obviously call more attention to it than
Christmas
anything
in
else.
July even. It's a holiday that I get. It's that not everybody celebrates. Completely understand that. But I do think for a place that's the most magical place on earth, Christmas could get a little more magical. If we're just talking about things, I'm not dissatisfied and being like, "Ooh, this doesn't feel Christmassy." But when we're talking about places that Disney could amp up, I do feel like I loved that they added Jollywood. I just have heard it needs some tweaks.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. We'll see that. We'll
I
be
love
with
what they
some
do
friends.
in the resorts, and the gingerbread house not being there this year is heartbreaking at Grand Floridian. But I just feel like Disney could do a little more in the parks to amp it up.
No, I agree. Now, my hot take this week is simple. Children should not be allowed at bars. Should not be allowed to sit at the bar. I just was on a trip with my sister Missy, our sister Missy, not mine. I mean, I didn't claim her. I'm like, it's mine. But we were at Raglan Road, and we were sitting at the bar, and next to me is like a couple kids sitting on bar stools with their parents. They're playing with stuff on the bar and everything else. I mean, if you're actually the bar itself, you can order food there, but it's full of drinks. It's alcohol. It is nothing that's going to appeal to a child, nor it should be put around a child. People that are sitting there drinking, engaging in stuff like that, they shouldn't be sitting next to each other. And there's plenty of seating down below, like tables.
Right.
It's one thing if something's packed, like, what's the last thing? I'm like, but even then, it's like, there was always a rule you had to be at least like 18 to sit at a bar. Now I feel like that's slipped away in a lot of places. And I'm seeing more and more like parents bring them, they have their kids sitting at a bar. First of all, bar stools, when they don't have backs, are not the safest place to put your child. Of certain ages, the chances are not going to fall off, but like we're not talking about infants. We're talking about kids that are probably like anywhere from 7 to 11 years old or something like that. And they're sitting at the bar. I don't like that. I don't also want to, even though I drink, I don't glorify drinking to my children. I never did. But it's a point of contention with me because I feel like they shouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't know if it's a difference for you, but I'm like,
And there's exceptions. I don't think in a standard bar kids should be sitting there, because I do think that the purpose, and obviously I used to bartend, I do think the purpose, but Disney is a touchy one for me because the Disney cruise, because I've told you, I loved that you and I could sit at the bar at BVB, and Mozzie, there was no one to put him with, and he was with us. So him sitting there and playing with his toys, like, I like that. I know when Kinsley could sit up there.
That's why it's
and
probably a
have
hot take for you, but I'm saying
that's what
in
I said.
Disney World.
I'm not missing
Disney
what you're
cruise.
saying.
Okay, let me put it this way. Disney World, you have options. Ton of them. Throughout property of where you can go to eat, where you can stick your child, whatever else is. you're talking about is very localized in a Disney cruise where you're contained.
I
So
can
there's
see
only
both
so many
sides.
places you can do that stuff.
Yeah.
And most of the time, he wasn't even sitting up there. He would go somewhere
Regular
else.
places, I'm 100% with you. Although I will say, when I took Milesy to the Prime Rib, I was very conscious because, he was in his little tuxedo. It's a fancy restaurant in Baltimore. And he was in his little tuxedo, and we got there. It was his first experience there. And I was like, oh, we probably can't sit at the bar. And they were like, that's not a rule anymore. But there was also, like, not a lot of people. He had his little Sprite martini. So I could go either way. I'm not dismissing what you're saying.
No, but I feel like
That's
for
what makes
me,
it a hot take.
and that's
I totally
fine.
get where you're coming from.
And we don't have
Yeah.
to agree on it, but I'm
No,
saying it's
yeah.
a
I
very
totally get
adult
where you're coming
atmosphere.
from. Yeah.
It's like the same thing. You could bring your child who's
Right.
young, and because your parental supervision, you could bring them to an R-rated movie if you really wanted
No, I
to.
get
But
that.
it's
It's also
the same
a
thing you
question of
probably
if I went to
shouldn't.
Trader Sam's and I had Massimo with me, who's 8, almost 9.
And there are tables in there.
and
I'm
there
saying
were
sitting at a
none,
bar.
And they were
yeah.
like, oh, we have 2 seats at the bar. I can't say I'd be like, oh, no, we're not going to sit there then based on the wait. So I could see either way.
And
I
most
get where
people
you're
want to
coming
sit
from,
at bars, not because it's a bar, but it's quicker service to what they want to get
100%.
with drinks,
Or
and like you're
interaction.
taking up a
Yeah.
seat from there. But yeah, again,
get that.
see, I really set it off with my
But
hot
I like
take.
that. I like when a hot take is actually hot. That's
Look,
the whole point.
I like when it steps
Weigh
on
in.
Gina's
Tell
point.
us what you guys
Ooh.
think.
Look, inflamed. All right.
Tell us what you guys
Good deal.
think.
Yeah, tell us what you think. We're not going to tell you anything.
Right. I get it.
But yeah, so there's that.
Yep,
Our
so-
main
What's up?
our main theme for this week, our subject is Love to Ride, Let It Die, and it's the EPCOT Edition. My favorite park's EPCOT. I've already mentioned this.
And if people didn't hear the first episode, go back because we have 2 episodes about this for Magic
Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom. Well,
as
there's
I
a lot of
mentioned.
rides in Magic
The
Kingdom.
concept is it's a game we kind of play in our family of people say, oh, my ride or die, my ride or die. And it was like, okay, well, what if ride or die meant I love to ride or I'd let it die?
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a way of gauging. This isn't about revamping rides. It's cut or dry. It's
Mm-hmm.
I love this ride. I love to ride it, keep it there forever, or let it die. I don't care if it burned down.
Well,
We don't want anything to burn down, disclaimer, but you know what I mean.
Well, let's start at park entrance. Okay. First thing you're going to pop into is going to be Spaceship Earth.
Right.
Okay. For me, Spaceship Earth is basically it's the icon of Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
It's the logo. It's everything. I mean, it's that landmark.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never want to let it die to begin with. And it is something I love to ride. So I would say on my list, obviously, it's a love to ride. And I am looking forward to the revamp of it to see what they do because I'd like to. I've still missed the old stuff that was in it before they shut down stuff to make the you're in a movie but half your face and it's all cut out like a 1-year-old cut it out with their finger.
Yeah.
It's like I get what you were trying to do. That's not my favorite
It
part
was
of
cool
Space.
when it first started, though.
It was neat. It's
that
like they're
concept
putting
of
our
the-
faces in it, and this is long before
it
Snapchat and all
actually
this other
worked
kind of
better
stuff.
then than it does now. That's what's funny. It's
But then
like,
people got like Snapchat filters. Hi, I'm this person. It looks legit. You're like, well, Disney. This isn't.
I'm
really...
Walt Disney.
You
I
think they
am
could do the
Dame
same
Judi
technology?
Dench.
And maybe when they redo it, they'll do stuff that's more facial recognition kind of things. That's simple technology now.
I'm with you. Obviously, that is a huge love to ride. I agree with you. It's iconic. I feel like it's not a trip to Epcot. If you're on your
And it's
vacation,
constantly
you don't
going.
ride that once. I'm an end of the day kind of rider on that. I know some people like to start their day there. The wait is always less at the end of the day, and I like ending my day with Spaceship Earth. It's such a relaxing ride. You're tired. You're hot. It's a perfect way to like end the day. I agree with you. I think that assuming that they're not just cleaning it up, refurbing, they're actually doing the proposed original D23 announcement pre-COVID, we're going to change part of it. I want that. I don't want to change too far because what made me nervous about that announcement was with a heavier emphasis on storytelling. And I'm like, are they taking away the whole story of communications? Because they showed something that kind of looked like Moana and like Wayfinder. So I'm a little nervous about how far it will go from
You
the
think
original.
they're going to retheme completely and do
I
some
hope
stuff?
not. I hope not. I hope that maybe just
But
the
I'm
end.
not bad. I'm not
Maybe
really
just
that
the
opposed
end.
to it.
It's so iconic to me. It'd be like changing some. It's been there so long that it's like at this point, if you haven't really changed the beginning too much, why would you do it now? I just don't want to lose the integrity.
Well, why'd you
of
change
the
it at
ride.
all at that point?
But
I mean,
the
it's
end,
not
because
like
the end. That's what they've pretty much consistently changed was the end. Yes, redo the last half of the ride. That needs it. But I don't think you need to change the beginning. That's just my personal, potentially hot take. But absolutely love to ride. I'd be devastated.
I'd still
we
get
lost
on it.
that.
As long as it's going to be the same ride track system because you're not going to renovate
but I'm
anything like
saying,
that.
I don't
so.
want to see, because you know I'm talking about skins. The skins don't do well for me. When they skin a ride and the ride's there, they go, okay, we're changing. I feel like they cut back. They cut back on a lot of stuff, and I don't want to see that happen.
You know what's weird about if you ever look at it, and we were, I think we were on like Signs of Amusement or one of those kind of things. I think we were on the show one time. We talked about, I think Spaceship Earth had been mentioned at one point in there.
That's the one we did.
Yeah.
Our first episode with them.
Yeah, was
we
that-
Did, it was a ride through a Spaceship
Yeah.
Earth.
That is right. That's why I was thinking of it. See, that's how great
It's
my
been a
mind
while
works.
since you were on that.
Yeah, I'm horrible. My mind's bad. But the thing is, Spaceship Earth has no internal supports. The way that thing was designed, it's like a masterful architecture that's like there's not many, if any, like real internal supports to that. It's this big ball and everything's kind of free flowing in it because the way that cage comes up on there, it's not like there's not big pillars going through the entire thing to hold this thing up. It's all like set up and it's really well done. Okay, so that's a love to ride.
Absolutely.
For both of us. And now that the way the EPCOT is set up, because it opens up more. Remember before you couldn't go to the right. There wasn't a lot of stuff you were going to get through that. It was like stops over by...
you had to go middle
the
to
core,
the fountains and then split. Now you
So
can...
back where Coral Reef is, on the side of Nemo and Friends,
Right.
is like where it just was a dead end. And you had to go back up, go through a little like plaza area, and then come back through like with Interventions or Communicore or one of those kind of things. But the Seas with Nemo and Friends. This is an interesting one. Because I really feel like there's some cute parts to it, a la The Little Mermaid, kind of the same ride, like, for Magic Kingdom. I just feel like there's not a whole lot to it. And I feel like they could have done something much better when you pass through the tubes. Like, it was like, oh, it's Crush. And it's like, oh, it's the, whatever, it's the current thing or whatever it is. And I'm like,
EAC.
yeah, I'm like, this isn't great. I'm like, before when it opened up, you could see inside the tank, which was scary when you were a kid. You're like, if this thing cracks, I'm going to die. But it's like, that's what I thought. I was like a shark swimming over here. Like, what are we in this tube for? And like, how thick is this glass? But it's, to me, I feel like it needs to be heavily updated to make it a viable attraction. I feel like it doesn't have a line anymore 90% of the time.
To be fair, though, a lot of times because the queue is so long, by the time people are getting in line, it's like it would take
It's a
lot
long
of people.
internal queue. I love the aesthetics of like the bars and also it looks underwear. And I love the lights that twinkle down like that's like twinkle. Words are tough, guys. But yeah,
Twinkle, little star.
I wish I had something to throw at you. It wouldn't hurt damaged equipment. But I feel like the way it looks to make it look like there's water and everything, you're underwater. That's really neat to me. I love that aesthetic. And there's certain parts like with like the really hyper HD screens that are in there where like Nemo's going through like the little pipes and all. And I was like, what resolution is this at? I mean, this thing looks like crystal clear and it always gets me every time. Like, I think it's the one where Bruce is or something. Like, he's like, But I feel like there just needs to be more to that ride. I'm like, I just feel like it's kind of like gotten disjointed because Epcot's not really about teaching anybody anything anymore. It's not so much with that. So like the whole conservation thing that really more went over towards Animal Kingdom when it was opened. And even though they have the manatees there, they still have like some dolphin up there. You can still do some programs with each of them. And they do lean heavily towards making sure these animals are taken care of. You don't really get the feeling from being in the attraction it's really what it's speaking to anymore. Does that make sense? So let it die.
Okay. I love when this happens. I'm going to go the other way, and here's why. Because I'm not worried about it being a ride about conservation so much as it is just a movie, IP themed ride. I love that pavilion. I have a lot of like.
But I'm saying let it die as its current.
I understand, but we were saying we're going one or the other. We're not talking about refurbs, but I get where you're coming from.
Okay, we'll keep it.
No. I get where you're coming from. You wouldn't care if it burned down is basically what let it die means. Like if it disappeared, I wouldn't shed a tear. That's what that means. For me, there's so few things left at Epcot that little kids can get on and feel like there's something there for them. And
so now I don't care about the kids.
No, stop. You don't have a kid in that age group anyway. But so for me, my son was little, it's an easy, like, get on. I love that there's not a huge wait for it. But am I saying it's the best ride? No, but I still do think that we're a little jaded because when it first came out, it was so cool when you see the fish in the tank and you're seeing them all at the very end of the ride and the starfish is like on the window. That's such a cool effect. And I did love the EAC part when that started. I did love I think it's enough. It's for us maybe at the level that we have. It's not like you'd care if you lost it, but for me, I do. We also still mourn the loss of the original attraction. We loved how that was. That was an edutainment ride. I was a little disappointed.
The hydrolators, yeah.
But I'm still going to say love to ride because I do ride it pretty much every time because there is really no wait. It's an easy one to get on. My son likes, he's still at the age where he enjoys it. It's not, wow.
I mean, I still enjoy the ride, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But on that note, in that same pavilion, Turtle Talk with Crush.
Turtle Talk with Crush is cute. Is it I do it all the time kind of cute? No. That to me, it's like, it's fun. But I'm like,
cute,
I wouldn't
yeah.
care either way. Like, I'm
I'm
honestly...
a little indifferent on that. When it first started, it was, again, one of those things like, oh my God, this was amazing. It may be controversial, but I'm going to say let it die.
It's
just
very
because
funny when you get a really good engagement from the crowd.
And again, it's another great little kid thing. But oddly, I am going to say let it die in the sense of if they took it away, I wouldn't cry about it because the last couple trips, I really haven't done it. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't. I think that's very dependent upon what age group you're traveling with. I don't think
feel
adults
like they should
go
really,
in there just as adults.
I think Disney as a whole should really concentrate on making something more grander in what their rides are. So when you think about certain things you go through, whether it's a Navi River ride, whether it's Nemo or things like that, or Little Mermaid, make the scale bigger.
Yeah, like Rise. That's what makes Rise so amazing.
It's just so, like, the scale is just on point. And you're like, okay, this is ginormous. And you're like, you've got a lot of land. You can expand. You could expand things and make it so you feel literally like you're in something. You're not like just in, oh, here's like a scene and you're looking into like a scrapbook. I mean, it's like you're kind of, it's right there. But it's like if it's around you, it feels bigger. And I feel like they're just not doing enough of that. And Disney's got a catalog of material. I mean, like between everything they own, whether it's Disney properties, Lucasfilm, whether it's Marvel, you know, all these things. I mean, they could really do a lot.
Yeah.
And it's already written out for you.
Right.
It's just, what do you bring to life? And I feel like that should be done. So we go from the Seas Pavilion, put it that way, and go over to the land.
My favorite pavilion.
Yeah, the land's great. I miss the old school land. I actually miss the eatery that was in there well before Seasons.
Same.
I think it was better. It was more solid. They had a little bit more choices.
There's 3 attractions in the land.
Yes.
Plus a giant food court.
Yes. So they've got the Circle Vision.
Plus a restaurant.
Yeah, they've got like the little, not Circle Vision, but the little show in there.
Which I do like.
Yeah. And that one I could care less. I'm like, I'm
going to give that a love to ride because I'm going to count the movies in there. I'm going to give that a love to ride because it's an easy get off your feet.
I'm only giving somebody love to ride if I go in there and something I have to do each time I go there.
Right. That's a love to ride for me.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll agree that we'd get rid of it. And
love to ride Garden Grill. Who loves to ride the Garden Grill?
Yeah, that's about as fun as this is terrifying. I've been on here for 85 minutes and gone a foot and a half.
The most expensive ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you go into there and you got Living with the Land, or it's Living with the Land now, not Listen Land. I always get it confused. Yeah. I love to ride that. I will never not love to ride that. I hope that stays
I stand
for
that
all.
Ride.
I hope,
as the kids say.
I hope that stays forever because it is great. Or if they had to retheme something into it, but still have certain aspects and they add a little more visuals and things, I would still love it just the same because I think it's great in there. But, and I know you feel the same. I don't have to ask you.
But I was going to say, throwback to, again, talking about Signs of Amusement, another episode I did with them was Living with the Land. And we were talking about there is a lot of space in there that it's wild, like real estate, that they kind of left empty, that if they wanted to amp it up and maybe make it a little more interesting to people that think it's boring.
Here's some changing pictures and stuff.
Yeah, like there are at least 2 spaces in there where they could utilize that space to make it a little more exciting to the people that think that ride is boring. I love that ride. I will always love that ride. Again, please open the Glimmering Greenhouses sooner. But I love it. I think it's relaxing. I think it's informative. The only part I don't like, which is the same part Peyton doesn't like, is when you see like the fish farming. Like, I don't want to see that. That kind of freaks me out a little bit. Yeah. But sad. But I love that ride, and I think that ride is a very much love to ride, let it die. You're one or the other. I think there's very few people.
I think you're more. It's probably leaning to people to say get rid of it because they don't realize there's nothing exciting about that for people that are looking for theme park rides.
Yes.
It's kind of like going on.
It's not a thrill ride.
It's like people that wouldn't appreciate the chocolate trolley in Hershey, like going around learning about Milton Hershey, or somebody going learn about Walt Disney.
Right. But that's where you got to have something.
There's certain people that don't like that kind of that edutainment stuff.
I feel like it falls in that same category. A lot of people don't like American Adventure because they don't think.
Those people are just un-American,
right? Exactly.
And don't understand what great songs came out of that. Two Brothers, Tearjerker, Hello,
Golden Dream.
Yeah. One wore blue, one wore gray.
Right. But yeah, so I'm going to give that a love to ride. You're going to give that a love to ride. You said.
Oh, you're going to automatically say
I said you said.
Well, you know what? Just because Gina bullied me into it, I love to ride it. What was my next choice? Okay. Soarin'. Okay. I would love to ride Kitchen Cabaret. Because here's a hot take for you. I would get rid of Soarin' to bring back Kitchen Cabaret in there. I would 100% say ditch out on this, leave it to have that show back because I thought it was adorable. I would even get rid of it for Food Rocks.
Do you know what's crazy? Why? Couldn't they bring back Kitchen Cabaret or Food Rocks where that movie is upstairs? It's a theater, right? That's what Food Rocks was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to. It's not saying plop right in. You'd have to, but it's a stage show, and instead of a movie screen, you just. Why not? Why not?
I think it's because all the stuff that moves and it's almost like having a Broadway show and they have more behind the curtain than you realize how depth of that is.
But
that show is I think that's at the actual back end of something without blowing out the building. But you could cut the
theater down small. You didn't think that they could expand Soarin' to a whole nother section they built out from it. I'm just saying, I think that would be a perfect place to bring it back.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be nice.
Believe it or not, I actually, as much as I do enjoy Soarin', if I had my druthers, I also would take back Food Rocks or Kitchen Cabaret because I did love those shows so much, which is wild, I'm sure, to people to think like why, because one's like a thrill kind of thing. I will still say love to ride though for Soarin'. I do enjoy.
No, I do love to ride it. I do love to ride it.
It's thrill, but it's not like scary thrill. It's like thrilling, but mom can get on it.
Can you name the time I didn't love to ride it?
Yeah, Soarin'.
Yeah, Soarin' when I accidentally clipped the kid's belt and I got the
T-belt between his legs.
Yeah,
that was sore.
It was awful.
Super sore.
But yeah, I mean the land's a solid place.
I love that.
I
like
Garden Grill. Like so much the in and out of the land. I don't like the hill going into it. I don't like the escalators going down. I don't like that. It's a workout. Okay, the land is not very friendly for a lot of reasons, but has some really great attractions in it that I do tend to enjoy. But
I'm gonna say everything in there I would vote love to ride. That again is my favorite pavilion. So, and then plus you have the dining in there. It's a great pavilion to wait out the rain. That's not me. That's me wanting to gatekeep that and you thinking people realize it, but it really is the best place to wait out a storm.
It's a great place to have a conversation.
You've got food. The only thing you don't really have is alcohol, but you've got like food in there because I don't think. Well, can you get alcohol at the court? Okay, it's EPCOT, so you can. Yeah, so you have food in there, you have drink in there, you have Soarin', you have the movie, and you have Living with the Land. And if you really wanted, you could sit down for Garden Grill. You could wait out a storm in Living with the Land Pavilion. Absolutely.
No, 100% agree. But if you leave the Land Pavilion and go over to Journey and Imagination, I think we both would say the same thing. We'd rather have back the original version of Journey. It's gone through some changes. I'd rather have something that more lean towards a Dream Finder and not Dean Finder and all this other kind of stuff. And I would 100% love to have had like a video of the old one, like with the technology we have now. Because if you could watch stuff in the old VHS kind of things or whatever, VHS-C kind of tapes where people are filming this stuff and it just looks so disjointed because you can't really get a feel. Now you got stuff that's all in like first person perspective and everything else. And you're like, oh wow, it's like you can move and you feel like you're on it, like it's in virtual reality. That's something I really think we've talked about before too, is Disney should have that virtual reality kind of simulator where you could ride old rides and everything else like in that. That'd be really cool. But I would still say it's a love to ride for me because I appreciate the nostalgia. It's also the fact that DVC Lounge is right above it, which to me gets a little hot up there because it's all that glass. But I would still say love to ride because I enjoy Figment. And I enjoy that. It's got a lot of great memories for me.
Right. I'm going to say Let It Die. I don't enjoy that ride. I think that it is so phoned in and so basic and so boring, but that doesn't mean I'm willing to let go of Figment. This is another thing we talked about recently. I think
you just want to make him homeless. Okay, I got you.
This is another thing we talked about, that people that never
shots fired.
We realized recently, and this was on Signs of Amusement actually. People that don't understand the love for Figment it's because people that only know that ride.
Oh yeah, you know that one. It's like,
I don't get it. Why do you all love Figment? It's like no. The love for Figment and the obsession with Figment comes from the fact that he wasn't just some little in there. He's not shining. He's such a random piece of that.
How do we go from like in the parks with obviously a Dream Finder holding Figment as a puppet basically to a giant scary looking like a big old raptor and like a purple raptor or something like that? You're like,
So
This is not how big he is.
So I would say let it die, but give Figment what he deserves, because that whole Nigel, I'm out of it, goodbye. Like that, Nigel doesn't make
Sorry,
sense.
Nigel Channing, but
He doesn't make sense now that the Honey I Shrunk the Audience like thing isn't there anyway. But like that to me is just let it die. That something fantastic. You told me it was closing, but you told me a Figment ride was coming back.
Yeah, well, so yeah,
That's
if
all I
there's
care
something
about.
better on the horizon to house film, I'm just trying not to evict him from his home.
No, if I lost
and make
Figment,
him
I'd
homeless.
be devastated. I'd be devastated.
You have evicted Figment. We'll never forget
What
it.
about
It's on
Pix-
episode. It was
Also-
on episode 27
Also,
of
the
podcast.
ImageWorks was so much fun.
Oh, upstairs it was great.
And now, like, what they have there is kind of also very basic. It's not the same kind of excitement what they have when you get off the ride. That could use a real refurb.
Yeah.
You know, that's really
Well,
basic.
that's the thing is like that stuff is so dumb. And
still get those
remember, at
photos
least
done where you can
Disney
put
was
yourself
trying at one point. Remember the interactive stuff when you got off stuff wasn't just dumping into a gift shop, but you had things where you could send emails to people, pictures, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Long before a lot of these things existed through app form.
Yeah, it was very futuristic.
But they were ahead of technology on a lot of things. Now they're just like behind it,
I
and you're
agree.
like, you can do stuff. There's enough things you could partner with. They always look for sponsorships and everything else and corporate partners. Why not partner with a Snapchat like thing?
Absolutely.
Where you can go through and say, here, we've got something that's developed by Snapchat. You go in here, stand here, and it sends something to somebody. You can log in with your Snap code, whatever it is,
Google
or Ghost
Gemini.
code. Yeah. You can do so many things. And with the advancements in AI, everything else, there's things that are just on demand.
Disney should have been ahead of the AI game.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
before
Disney
all
will
the
have
rest
their
of-
element of AI or something because they're really trying to act swiftly upon every AI platform to protect their IPs so you can't do things. But, you know, Gemini don't care.
Right.
But it's like, you're like, yeah, we'll make whatever you want. But I really feel like, other than Journey, I will tell you this. I'm like, I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. I really do like the Pixar Film Festival
cute. It's
because, like, the whole thing with Feast, like with the dog and Piper, the bird, and all, and the Mickey and Minnie
But
kind of.
you can get that on Disney Plus at home.
Why you ruin things?
That's my thing, is like put something there that you can't access elsewhere.
I could eat a Dole Whip at home too, but it doesn't
I
make
don't
it
think that-
as magical or fun, Gina.
Okay. But I'm just saying, I don't think that it's worth holding on to. I think those movies are great, but you can watch
No,
them
I'm
at
saying
home.
just having a theater that has something, because they still do little things in there, like little elements that interact with the movie. That stuff I miss. I miss, like, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience
I
and
miss
all.
that too. That I would take back, even though it terrified me as a child.
You know, I like those kind of things. Captain EO.
Yeah, Captain EO.
There's a
They
lot.
could do something new and improve.
Trust me, I remember
to me,
right where
the
that.
whole Journey into Imagination Pavilion, it breaks my heart to say it. Let it die. I don't mean the pavilion. Don't get rid of it.
Well,
I
I
need
like
that.
the fact you used
But
to go to
all
the
of-
Kodak store that was right up there, get my 110
Yeah.
film because I
Yeah.
wasn't cool enough
Yeah.
to have the 35 millimeter because
35
those were expensive. Like if you had a 35 millimeter and it was like a nicer one,
Justice
really
for
expensive.
Figment.
But I had like the
Deserves more.
plastic blue Mickey little camera. I was like, here, let me put a 110 film, take
Yes.
horrible pictures, and spend a lot of money
Leave
to
the
get it developed.
building. Get rid of everything that's over there and put something new. That is how strong I feel about what Figment deserves.
Yeah, but you would. Okay, first of all, you would trade in any attraction. You said we're putting up a Taco Bell over here. It's like she's like, yeah, all right, cool.
That is not
Can
true.
Figment work there? Cool.
That
He's
is not.
purple. It's got a purple theme. All right, so out of that, we'll go and flip over sides now because you have to go over to the other side before you move into a World Showcase. And we'll start kind of at the top edge. We're moving back down. Or actually, you know what? Let's start over more towards. We'll just start from Guardians and kind of go around that little loop. So Cosmic Rewind, which I do still hold on that this is the best edition ever, best upgrade to an attraction that Disney has ever done.
Yeah.
Like it's like as a replacement or replacement attraction. Sorry, I can't speak again. I'm seeing a doctor, and I'll tell you, I promise everything will be good. As a replacement attraction, I think that this is probably top notch for me, 100% top notch. And it's completely different than what was in there. It wasn't like, oh, we're just gonna go through and you're gonna ride in big, like a big auditorium and it's going to break off into a ride and everything. No, this was a brand new ride concept. It was tremendously well done. Everything from the pre-show to the ride itself. I can't really follow the ride as well because it'll make me sick trying to look at the screen, but I appreciate what's happening around me.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun. You're getting whipped around and I can only ride it once because then I'll throw up.
I would say if you take the nostalgic aspect out of it, meaning like when I pick rides and say that's my favorite because of just pure nostalgia, I would say this may be just my favorite coaster in Disney World, because back in the day I would have always said Big Thunder Mountain. Nostalgically, Big Thunder Mountain is still my favorite. That's just got so many great memories for me. So coaster wise, yes. But as far as what I think the best coaster there is, it's this. Even above Rock and Roller Coaster. I love this ride so much. I love the excitement of everybody waiting to see what song they get. I love that element of surprise. That's so fun.
We all just can't wait for Conga to play, and that's
I enjoy the pre-show whole thing. I think that makes the line feel like it goes faster. I love that they put so much in the queue area. I love that.
That is a nice addition. When you have stuff popping up on screen.
And as much as nostalgically I enjoyed Universe of Energy, I don't mourn the loss of it.
I will say
this.
that in the queue area, I wish that I feel like the queue line moves faster than the queue entertainment, because sometimes you don't get those things. You have to get on it again to see like stuff like with like Star-Lord and Veggie Fruit and all this stuff. Yeah, like with Star-Lord talking about the throwbacks,
and
the old Epcot.
That's because they do those giant rooms of pre-shows, so they're loading in so many people into the multiple pre-shows at a time. But I love that. I think that's such a huge upgrade. No,
it's great.
I will tell you, the replacement was better than the original.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm like, I don't think anybody's.
And I was questionable when they first announced that. I was like, Guardians and Epcot, how's that going to fit in there? It didn't feel like a fit to me.
I feel like Guardians is going to constantly surprise people, and it's the only thing that works this way, because Marvel's failed in a lot of these things, like Thunderbolts and the Eternals and all these other kind of stuff. They were like your very B, C-list kind of like character lineups. That
Cosmic Rewind, if you've seen Eternals, is kind of like a crossover, because that Celestial character is an Eternal.
But there's always that's throughout the whole Marvel catalog.
But I'm saying, like when you mention Eternals, a lot of people may not have seen it. I'm saying like that character is.
But the fact is that they just keep surprising people what Guardians is able to pull, and it's great. The cast is great, the comedic value, the story value, everything else. I love it. But that's I think unanimously love to ride. There's no question about that. That's like if they get rid of this ride, we riot kind of stuff. Like there's people running people over in scooters, and there's all kinds of things, throwing Dole Whips, you name it. There's chaos in the streets if they get rid of that. It's very
well done.
Now there's another ride right next door that there's no chaos if they were to get rid of. Because
there's a ghost town next door.
We'll skip over Wonders of Life because it's a non-issue. It's a non-issue. You can just let it die because it's already dead.
That's what I'm saying.
Why kick it when it's down?
Talk about this corner, the greatest thing, and then you've got two duds.
Mission Space is terrible. It's the worst thing that ever happened to Epcot. It is deplorable. I am not going to stand up for it. I am not going to defend it. I'm going to tell you it's hot garbage. And I told you they should turn it into a bathroom. Like, it's more suited as a lavatory than it ever would be, because they're both crappy. Okay, you want one crappy attraction for another, a bathroom or Mission Space. Right. Mission Space is the turd of Walt Disney World. It is, and if you like it, good on you. You know what? You could be the select.
It's great on you because there's never a wait.
Good, because of the 12 people that ride it, and you being one of them, you're in the top percentile of
Mission
people that have no
Space. People, like, that's their carousel of progress. Like, you love it, and some people don't understand why.
Even them, if you said we're closing it, listen, I will tell you right now, and I will die on that hill, that even people that like Mission Space, if they said it's gone, they'd be like, eh. Right. Like this, you're like, what's going to be next?
For me, again, and I said this recently on the post we did about it, it's not even the motion that bothers me. That's what's funny. It's the claustrophobia. The idea that if that ride broke down and you got stuck in there, like, that just gives me nightmares. It gives me nightmares. It is like being in a space casket. I get that they have to have it enclosed for the effect, and especially because they can't have you realize spinning is what's creating the G-force, so they can't have any windows, they can't have any openings. But that, and seeing cast members say, once you're in it, there is no emergency stop. No, they're not monitoring it. They hear you screaming, they assume you're screaming because of the ride. So you're not going to get off that ride early. No matter what is happening, you are in there, and it's terrifying.
Imagine how many people have repainted the inside of that ride.
Thinking about it gives me legit anxiety. The last time I was on it was
I had a panic attack when I first got in there. I was like, oh, this is too close.
2021 was the last time because it was my son. I was like, you know what? There's no way. Maybe it's not as... Because I didn't have an issue the last times I was on it because it had been so long before. It was when it first opened.
But I imagine like people in school like stuffing a kid in a locker or something. That's where I imagine being the same feeling.
But I was like... Once it started going, I was okay. It was just getting over that initial, oh my God, what if he hates it and he's crying the whole time? And
I feel like people have hacked it
idea of
now to
being
the point
stuck in there.
where they're
Ugh.
making so many different real high-powered portable fans now that people are just bringing them in there and putting them on their face so they have something in there, which is a good probably ride hack if
gives
you
me
do like riding this. And
I
you know, I
always carry a
tease to a
fan.
certain degree about a lot of things in Disney World, okay? I tease about a lot of things. This one, I'm not teasing. I'm telling you it's crap, and I will not get on it, and I
It's just
stand by
not
that.
universally appealing enough to warrant that entire space. They could literally retheme it in some way.
It is the Go network of Epcot. It's Disney will not let go of it. And you're like, oh, we've got a lot into this. The ride technology, it's wonderful, okay? Right. It doesn't make it good. I've never seen a line out the front for that thing. I don't care if it is on Christmas Day and it's the most crowded day in the parks
I should check
ever.
right now on my phone and see what the wait
The
for
wait,
is.
it's minus 5 minutes. It literally, you don't even have to get on the ride. They already tell you rode it and you hated it. That's what it is. It's minus 5 minutes.
I'm going to look right now while we're having this episode.
It's a Hot Garbage Express. I believe that's actually the name of the ship you ride, Hot Garbage Express. And they're like this. And they're like, well, what about Space 220 right next door? You get rid of Mission Space. No, that's fine. Space 220 is not even on this planet. It's 220 miles above the Earth, okay? That's what it is. Yes, buy into the hype. That's really where you're going.
It is listed. Now, I don't know if that's green side or orange side, but it is currently listed as a 20-minute wait at Mission Space right now.
That's how long the queue is.
But 50.
That's the pre-show.
50 for Guardians.
I don't think it's like kind of like when Haunted Mansion puts a 13-minute wait when there is no.
It just goes to show though, your thrill ride. It's like you got 50 and 55 for your other ones. And
I'm telling
20.
you that 20-minute wait is basically what the
not
13-minute wait is on Haunted Mansion. There is no wait.
Right.
They're gonna be like, it's 20 minutes. They're like, oh, well, this one's. You know, people have never been there. This one's only 20 minutes. No, it's 0
probably
minutes.
needs 20 minutes as you get through the whole queue and the pre-show and everything like that before you're actually physically on the ride.
I feel like we could have stayed the entire time on this topic, but die.
Stay tuned for our episode of Mission Space.
Death to Mission Space.
Yes,
okay.
Let it die.
Mission Waste of Space is done, and we are on to Test Track. Test Track, loved to ride. Okay, I like the new upgrade. I did get on it myself when I just went there. I was a single rider. By the way, one of the best things Disney ever did, especially when you're traveling alone, is having a single rider's line. I was on that ride in less than 5 minutes, and it had a line out the front and everything. I'm like, I don't know anybody. Beep, 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 beep. Popped in next to a lovely couple. They were very sweet, younger people, and I was like, you know what? Popped in. I was like, hey, riding up front, and I thought it was cool. I like the upgrades to it.
I will say love to ride. I have not ridden the new one. I will do that.
It's not bad. I don't feel like it's that far of a stretch from the old one. It's
I
different.
did not enjoy Test Track 2.0.
It's the same
I
track.
did not enjoy 2.0. It didn't do anything for me. I liked the OG, and I'm excited to ride this one, but I'll definitely say love to ride because that's, I miss World of Motion, but I will say.
Yeah, I feel like it has the more like futuristic kind of thing feeling to it. And it's great. And everybody loves when this thing hits the outdoor track and you're like, woo! All right. It's like riding in your car, but you're not sticking your head out the window going, hope I can hit 65. You know what happens when you're in your car and you hit 65? Somebody's on your bumper telling you to go 75 because you're going too slow on the highway. But everybody's on there. It's like, hands up. Woo! I'm going to do that on the way to Florida from now on. I'm going to be like this. Guys, 65. Oh, we got there. You're like, congratulations. That's the speed limit. You should be going at least 10 over if you don't want people honking and riding your butt. Anyway, so yes, love to ride, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
ride, yeah.
So let's pop into World Showcase. Well, at World Showcase, there's not a plethora of rides, and so World Showcase there's enough, but there's not.
rides and there's some attractions.
Yeah, there's some attractions, and we're not really talking about attractions. Love to ride, really, but we just threw in some things in there.
We'll just acknowledge them. We don't need to spend time on them, but we'll.
So let's
go
go
I think
for.
it matters.
Let's go for Mexico, which is Grand Fiesta Tour. It is the Mexican version of It's a Small World at one part of it. But the rest of it's okay, and I can stand. I'm not a big fan of It's a Small World. It was when I was a kid. Now it's kind of like, I appreciate the nostalgic feeling of that. And it's not as bad as like the onslaught of dolls in It's a Small World for me, because my mom has ruined that for me. Shout out, Mom. Love you. But I feel like that's one that I really feel like if they rethemed it Coco or something like that, I would have no problem with that, because I feel like it does fit in the mix. They already did the thing when you walk in with the ofrenda and everything, and the nods to Coco already in the pavilion. So why not make it so? I think the trepidation there is, like you said, is where do you put the queue line? Now, mind you, the Disney has the ability to do things, and right alongside of Mexico where the margarita bar is and everything, the sorry guys, not talking about getting rid of that, but you could probably snake something around there and do something in outdoor queue and load it from like the side of the building and go in there and then pop down to that. There's got to be a way to reroute that. But I really feel like that could be really cool with that because it's a solid ride. I mean, it's not long though. That's the one thing. It's like it's a very short ride, but I'll say love to ride because I think it's the coolest thing in the world. I know I'm trailing on, but it's like Mexico's pavilion. You mean I'm inside, but I'm outside? This is amazing. And I still feel the same way at almost 45 years old. Well, by the time this airs, I will be 45. And I'm like, I still feel the same way. I'm like, this is amazing. I would have a house like this where you just felt like you were outside.
Yeah. I'm going to definitely say love to ride.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm into the idea of the Coco re-theme, but I'm not like have to. I don't qualify it by like what it could be. I love it. I love the original also, like, El Rio de Tiempo. I love that one. But I enjoy this one. I love Three Caballeros growing up. That was one of my favorite cartoons. It's fun to see classic characters instead of always new characters. I also feel like this is our version of Pirates of the Caribbean, where you can be in a restaurant and watch like the boat, go by you while you're sitting there. I enjoy it. I like it. I'd be fine if it never changed because I think it's adorable. It's another one great to get on with kids. I also, even though it's short, I'd rather be in that line, which is rarely long, for that short ride than be in Navi River Journey long line for a short ride. So I have no problem with it. I do also think that especially with Mexican people, they are very tied to their culture. So in that place, knowing that it has not become overrun with IP, like it's a very small nod, I think is valuable to them. That's one of the few pavilions that I think has kept a little more of the integrity of the culture. That's why I would normally say, like, we'll knock out 2 of those gift shops.
Trust me, I just like running in there and getting lunch and getting my case of funditas and balling out because I'll get a
the vibe
margarita.
In there is still as cool as it was when we were kids. That whole feeling. I do like that they added in the cocoa essence in the entryway. I think that's cool. And I did actually hear somebody talk about like the Day of the Dead when I was in there and Coco had first come out and he overheard me talking like in the central like market gift shop. And I said, you know what? I never had any desire to see Coco because like I never really understood the concept of the Day of the Dead, but I feel like this was a great movie from my perspective.
To make you understand what it actually meant.
And this guy next to me was like, it is. He's like he was a Mexican gentleman and he was like, it is. It's so like he was saying it just tells the story so well because it's such an emphasis on family.
Well, that's good.
So I love to ride.
Love to ride. Okay. Good deal. So let's go from there. Okay, we're walking up. You get to Norway, where you will no longer escape tricky trolls. You will now take a boat ride with some frigid lady who wants to freeze everyone. No, but Frozen Ever After, I don't mind the ride. I think it's cool. And you say it's less than stellar when you get in there and she freezes the room. I think it's actually a cool reveal room. Like I think it's like everything goes. It's like let it go and let it go, and we let it go. And we let you go down the hill. There's a lot of things. A lot of things are happening there, Gina. You just need to let it go and stop being hateful on Elsa. Okay.
Let it die. Let it die.
Sing that out front. I'm sure they'll close it. So
let it die.
I can't say it either way on this. If it went away and popped up somewhere else as a better attraction, I'd be fine with it. I don't have to have it there. It can die if need be. But I appreciate the fact that what little girls that love the like princess stuff and Elsa and Anna are big to them, and they love Frozen. Frozen's a huge IP for Disney. I feel like that's great for them. I don't rush to get on. I can't tell you the last time I got on it. It's been a while. But to me, it's it can die. I'm like, to be honest with you, even though I have nothing against the ride, I just don't ride it enough for it to be like, it's a love to ride. Because I can't say I love to ride something if I literally pass it by. I'm like, oh, that's a 5-minute wait. That's a little much.
Exactly. I would not cry. If they said shut down forever, there'd be no part of me that's like, oh, nope. I'd be like, great. What's coming next?
Yeah, well, when you go from Norway, you go to China. And China's just got like the circle vision kind of little
right, which I never do. So I'd say like I understand it's important to the culture.
Culturally
this is not
great.
About
me,
the
don't care.
People, we just want you to know we're just talking about our personal takes as we go through Disney. It's more about the news of it's not the value of what the significance is, to the culture. It's literally saying as theme park goers, would I shed a tear if they shut this ride down forever? Or would I be like, no, like that's really what it is? No,
No.
They were cones.
Oh no, don't you know?
They were cones.
There were cones, man.
I would
Thank
say,
you, wedding singer.
I would say Let It Die just because I never go there. I never go. And again, it's because Circle Vision tortured me as a child. The idea that you had to stand up for a movie that felt like school and you didn't have anywhere to sit and they'd yell at you if you sat down. So that's why I was never a fan of those. And even as an adult, I struggled to get into the idea. But so for me, that's just, I can keep walking. It's beautiful movies. They're beautiful. If I was in that vibe or I was traveling somewhere, I'd be like, yes, they're beautifully done. They're just not, to me, I'm going to shed a tear if they disappear because I don't go to them.
What spaghetti moment? I heard they're actually turning Lotus Blossom into a ride itself too. You're gonna go from the early stages of how orange chicken is made, from the chicken to the slaughter to the little lovely nuggets that taste so well, and then you go through, and it's an amazing experience.
You go from Lotus Blossom to the bathroom.
Yes, it's a whole flow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go in there, and of
we
course,
tread lightly
I would be
showcase because we never want to think that this is about.
No, it's not. It's nothing is
not.
culturally insensitive.
The
Just so
fact
you
that
know,
we have to even
guys.
say
Disclaimer,
that,
and
but-
it's dumb. Okay, I'm not catering to any of you.
No, I was just
listen.
saying.
So-
Say it once. That's all we need to say.
We're here for a good time, not here for a long time.
Right.
But we're also here to entertain and to speak of our love of Disney. So, that being said, let's go to the next, which is not really a country, but it's an area. And I feel remiss without one mention the drums of the outpost. Because that's all they gave this poor area of the park. And
But
it's very
Africa did
disjointed.
get
I
an
do like some
Animal
of the
Kingdom.
sculptural stuff that's over there and everything, like some of the cool little things you can see, little kitschy items and all. And they occasionally have some good food
That
items.
cooler that shoots water.
Yeah. And I've also said that the food and wine area, when they have something over there, they had I think it was like a coffee steak or something like that was in there. It might have had chimichurri or something. I can't remember exactly what, but it was delicious. And it was one of my favorite things. It had a nice portion, had some rice, everything else.
Yeah.
I really love that. But the drums, love to ride.
Right.
I love to ride. I love to smack that drum as soon as I walk by, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gina feels the same.
Sure.
After that, you're walking past Germany because there is nothing there unless you're counting attraction being Oktoberfest in Beer Garden, which I'm not counting as that, but that's actually a very fun time, and that's
Sure.
it's expensive, but a good deal for what you're getting with that stuff. But it's
We're
expensive.
supposed to have an attraction there.
Yeah.
That wall they say there was supposed to be an attraction in Germany.
Yeah, but they got drunk and didn't make it.
Yeah.
So, shout out Germany.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ours Wiedersehen.
And the booth across from there.
All's wiener pain. Okay, here we go. So that's part of the bathroom. That's what they say.
Oh God.
But then you go up to
Glass
Italy.
shop. All right.
Italy, yeah, the glass kunst, and the caramel couche. Whatever language I'm talking in.
Where
But
are
yeah,
we,
so you
guys?
go up to past Italy because Italy again does not have an attraction in it.
But they used to have like street
wonderful little
food.
options to get little things.
Yeah.
Limoncello margarita, all that kind of stuff. But you go up and you're at American Adventure. So American Adventure is, to me, is a love to ride. I appreciate the history of America. I love the Voices of Liberty. I could sit around. I'm one of those people that loves watching clips of American Idol, all these things, and people's singing ability, especially a cappella, and all these things just get me every time. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's very informative to a lot of stuff, and you see how things, especially from a history point of view, because I feel like we don't teach kids as much anymore about a lot of things that have happened in the past or how things get places. They have history, but I feel like everything's just getting less and less taught. And not that it's my duty to do that, but I feel like when you look back at how things were created in the early days of stuff, or like wartime things, and how the country came together and what we were experiencing, it's very thought provoking and it's very powerful. But I love the songs. I'm like, there's some bangers in this thing. There's some
America, spread your golden
exactly
wings.
golden wings. You've got
Fill
two
our
brothers.
freedom's
You've got all these things that are really awesome, and I think it's one of the better attractions for like a stage show kind of thing. It's like ranks up there with Carousel Progress for me.
100%.
But I love to ride. I
100%
love to ride.
love to
ride it.
I love, the only thing I don't love is when you have to like go up those escalators and stairs and get to the next level. That can be a little bit annoying.
That's an
But-
effort.
But I love the building. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's historically,
It's where Club 33
inspiring.
is.
I love the theater that's nice and big and easy to get into.
Air conditioned.
Fun fact for old school Disney people will know this, but new school may not, is that Ben Franklin animatronic where he's walking up the stairs.
That was advanced.
It was a very innovative at the time that a animatronic could walk up a couple stairs. That was a big deal. But I feel like I was never a huge...
But it also looked exactly like Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Unlike Walt.
And fast forward many years later, we're going to get a Walt animatronic. It's like, oh, he's standing there and he breaks, or looks like Mr. Belvedere.
I will say that Dad always loved going to American Adventure. He loved the Voices of Liberty. He loved the attraction. As a kid, I was into it because I do think it portrays like learning, like the edutainment again. It gives you a way to learn it in a more entertaining way. My son was not very into it when he was little, but I am forcing it upon him because I'm like, we're going to get on this every single time we're here, so you might as well get used to it. I think he's coming around. But I absolutely love that it's a great way to get off your feet. It's a great way to have some AC. It's educational. I remember there was a guy, he used to be on the Diz, and he talked about how, because he was from England, I believe. And he was saying about how when he would go on that, he's like, it just made me laugh at Americans. It's like, oh, because they're patriotism. He goes, until I got my dual citizenship. And then I went on and I was like, America! America! It's like, because I get why people that are...
There were two brothers, only one came back. That's so sad.
Mom's birthday.
Look at my face.
But anyway, so I absolutely... love that attraction. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah,
love
I think
it.
that's solid. And when you go out of America, you're going into Japan. Japan, again, does not have something where it's like it's a major attraction in there. But hats off to them. I love going through Mitsukashi and getting some weird candy snacks and stuff like that, and some other little items. Or having people, get pearls and it's like, oh, yeah, dark blue color. All right. And they're like, yeah, here, you get this. And they mount them things. It's a lot of fun. But then, especially if you like Hello Kitty and crap like that, I mean, it's like, oh, here's all these things. There was a person I worked with before. I'm like, you need to go to this store. But after that's Morocco. Morocco is a nothing list. I'll take the whole country as a let it die because I'm like, there's nothing really to it anymore.
It's very sad for people that are Moroccan, though.
Yeah, because there's a lot of cool stuff you can do.
The performer outside. They do have like
they used to have that in the restaurant.
And the restaurant. And now that the fact that they forwent the whole restaurant, I made an annual pass holder lounge a part of the year. I feel like that, especially based on Aladdin and Jasmine and all, I feel like they really could have done more for that pavilion. I think
I feel like there's some options there. It's not terrible.
Spice Road table. But it's sad to me that that's kind of...
Yeah, I've gotten some good options from the little inside part right there when you have like some festival
Morocco,
things.
But it's like that pavilion isn't a draw for me at this stage.
Well,
I did like
then immediately next door is your favorite country, which is France. And France has...
so much.
Has a lot to it. And we're not talking about those things, but attraction-wise has Ratatouille.
It has Ratatouille, and it has the Belle sing-along, and I think it also had a France movie as well.
At one point, but yeah, so that's where the Belle's thing is now. So it's like, so you have like the Belle show, which is a cute kind of thing, not bad. I can't say love to ride. I'm like that could die. I don't care because it's like it's a nothing thing to me. It's another movie. Remy, love to ride. Think it's a great attraction. I can't ride it often because again, it's one of those things that kind of gets me sick from like the virtual and regular reality.
Preview, and we could ride as many times as we wanted during that time, and I couldn't ride it more than once because we were wearing masks at the time.
Yeah.
And wearing a mask on that ride would combined with the most.
It's
Although
tough.
the France version, the one in actual France, has now changed it to 2D. I guess they got the feedback that people preferred it as a 2D attraction, and I could see that. Like if you took away the 3D element because it's got a lot of other, I don't know. Because you don't wear glasses on certain rides where Soarin'.
Here's another thing though. Technology does exist, and I've talked about this before, and I'll get into this probably some of my other things I do down the line. But it's like there's technology you don't need the glasses,
right?
And it's not about actually making something appear. It's like stuff that'll pop off of screens and things like that that are 100% slot machines do it.
Right.
Like you can see depth into a slot machine now. You're like, oh, what is this? I've seen it. It'll give you a headache sometimes, but you don't have to put glasses on. It's a lot more clear.
But Remy's a love the ride for me.
All right, so you go over that, you get into the UK. UK's got more of like show kind of things and like meet and greet kind of deals. The fake Beatles were out there, British Invasion. You had like the little Alice appearance right there. And
they were supposed to get an attraction, and that got, even though that looked like that was just going to be like another Teacups. Which is a shame because I feel like Mary Poppins.
Well, then you had like, on the way out of the UK, you had like Off Kilter or whatever was right there by Canada. Canada has the Canada movie thing right there. So again, that one, it's like I don't do it every time. It's perfectly fine. It's a neat little attraction, but it's not a love to ride for me. It's a
Womp.
Sorry guys. It's another. It's going to fall in the same thing as China. But I'm glad they have it for people because again, it's a pride thing of people saying, "Oh, like we're Canadian, eh?" And then you're like, you do the thing.
Because we talked about, they could add a country in there. Greece would be our first and foremost pick, and then a Hercules ride, or even just a mythology.
You did where it's like Athens or
would
something.
Be really cool. Play off the Olympics.
No, I feel like it's overdue to expand something out. There's ways to do it. There's ways to do it, and they definitely got enough space so they can make that happen.
Definitely do.
Plus, look at the festival center that's right there between UK and Canada.
For the longest time,
when that was the Millennium Village, that's a big building.
It is.
And it's also the fact when they were doing all this stuff where you can go in there and do stuff during food and wine, great. And then they had the things where you had like America's Funniest Home Videos was in there doing like a little shtick where you could vote and stuff. They give you a t-shirt. There was a lot of things have been hosted in that space.
Right.
But I'm like, why not make that an actual
Between that
thing?
and Wonders of Life, the fact that they're just there. For the longest time, the Odyssey was totally empty. They didn't put anything in there. And then they made use of that.
Yeah.
And they do that, during festivals. And then they had like,
it was like the wing place for like,
and stuff that they did for like old Epcot and all, and new Epcot coming. Like, that's cool. I like that they utilize that. It's amazing to me that they can that they'd sooner revamp something that was already open and running and shut something down. Because that's the problem with Epcot. Between walls and shutdowns, like sometimes Epcot, it's like, thank God there's drinking, because what else is anybody supposed to do there? Because they have so many things shut down. It's why Spaceship Earth, they had to drop the reno after COVID because they had too many things that were shutting down, and it was like, what is anyone coming here for?
No, I agree. But I feel like we've made our way around the entire thing, which is great. We did it pretty good, basically in an hour. That says a lot for Gina and I. We may have shortcutted a few little things here and there, but Epcot's a great park. Hands down my favorite. I feel like I have done trips where I've gone for like 5 days and I spent 4 of them at Epcot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can probably squeeze, like Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios into the same day. And like, I might not go to Animal Kingdom one.
There, though, namely Wonders of Life, which you had said.
But it's a chill because it's literally a park for me. Like, it's like if I went down to Central Park in New York City or something and I just sat around, I'm like, I get the same feeling when I'm in Epcot because I feel like it's an actual park. And I get what they were trying to do in the entrance and things like that. We're having places to sit and congregate and all, but it became a concrete jungle, and there should be a little more foliage to things and a little more intricacies and maybe water elements, not Journey into Water. That's the other one we didn't do. So Journey into Water is an attraction as well, but it's a walkthrough attraction, so I don't kind of give it the same thing.
Right.
It's not a love to ride for me.
I totally forgot it was even there until you said that. I was like, oh,
it's not. I'm
for
sorry.
Me, better at night, much like with Tron. Better at night. Pretty. I feel like it's displaced. I don't think it belongs there. I think it's a little tight and cramped in spots, so that's what makes me not like, wow, I'm amazed by it. Nighttime, far better.
I would rather have the fountains than have that.
I legit forgot it was even there until you just said that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, and they also got the stage right there for like, they have where they do like the singing, like the DJ and everything, and the little, what is it, the festival center there or whatever they call that area.
Coco or Encanto theme.
Yeah, it's like Encanto or something. It's one of them. I hate to be insensitive and say I don't realize. I just don't remember which one it is.
Don't go over there.
But it's fun. You can go by. It's like, it's a DJ, and I get down, I have my 2 dips left in me, get them out, go to the bathroom after I shake it, and then I'm like, I'm right out of there. And I like the festival favorites thing there. Yeah. Because usually I can find like pierogies or something that I actually really do like. But that's Epcot in a nutshell as far as attractions. So that's the Love to Ride, Let It Die edition.
I think
Gina?
there were more surprising how many Let It Dies were in this episode. I did think there was a fair amount. And I think our reasons for whichever you
I feel like every park has its own flavor of why you like the park. And I feel like that Magic Kingdom is one where you really like it because of the rides and all like that kind of thing. And Epcot's more like the environment around.
Also, Magic Kingdom has a lot more for everyone. There's thrill rides there's little kid rides. There's things that are not even rides that are just shows. Like, there's a lot more at Magic Kingdom, I think, for everyone.
So it's time once again, for our shout out edition. Shout out! Shout it out! Yeah. We're shouting people out. Gina, I know we have a shout out this week. Who's the person we're shooting out?
I meant to shout these people out in our last episode. So grateful that we're releasing these on the same day. So hopefully they'll listen to them both on the same day. But
that's news to me. All right.
We talked about this. Brett and Lauren. Brett and Lauren, shocking to you guys that I'm going to be the one giving them the shout out because their account is a lot of Stitch content. They have Stitch and Angel puppets, and the amount of work that they put into these videos, guys. They have Stitch singing covers.
Incredibly talented people.
They are very funny. I even enjoy their stuff. I even repost their stuff, but they're also really nice people. And I had reached out to Brett prior to our podcast party and said, I think something that would really shock our viewers is if we had Stitch kind of break into the broadcast and do like a video. And when I say they delivered, I was crying, laughing, watching it. It was so funny. Tormented me a little bit. Gave their channel a shout out. They also have a YouTube channel, so check them out, please. But sang our theme song at the end. It was so great. So we just want to give a humongous shout out to Brett and Lauren. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, go follow them. We really, truly do enjoy them and love them. They're an awesome, positive part of this Disney community. So
100%. And this has been a very fun episode too. Gina, tell them what to do.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you, first of all, for joining us here on this episode. If you were watching it on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future episodes. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified. And like it if you enjoyed it, please. If you're listening on Spotify, which we are also available on, audio only, please follow us on there and like it, comment on either of them. If you enjoyed, some of our listeners and viewers like to do both. They like to listen to it on Spotify and watch it on YouTube, and we appreciate you guys for that. Follow us on social media. We have a great time over there, guys, and we are at BBT Magic Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok, and we do have a Facebook page and lots more fun things to come. Check out our link tree as well. We have some awesome additional things on there, including some coloring pages that you guys can color some pictures of Josh and
Gina's so great. And I know throughout this entire broadcast, or not broadcast, but rebroadcast and video, things we're making, you watching this video, okay, throughout the entire thing, you can't help but stare at my shirt. And the reason you can't help but stare at my shirt is because it's from Theme Park Chuckle.
Yeah,
that's right.
One of my all-time favorite
It is
though,
the Bring Back the Magic podcast with a throwback to Pleasure Island. So go to themeparkchuckle.com, grab yourself a funny Disney-based t-shirt or two, something to help support the podcast. I'm going to be honest with you, we don't make a ton of money off those things, but we enjoy being able to see these designs get out there.
Also, yeah.
And, it helps.
Also, these are fulfilled through a site that lets you guys pick. So when you see it come up on the screen on YouTube, don't think that's your limitation, because you can pick the style of the shirt, the color of the shirt, the size, obviously, but you can also pick texture of shirts, because there's some super soft ones, or there's a standard style. Some of these things are on multiple options besides just t-shirts, like tank tops or hoodies or mugs or stickers. So don't think what you see up there is the only option. So check out themeparkchuckle.com with some really fun stuff on there.
Absolutely. So that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please watch your head and step as you exit the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Bring back the magic for all to see. Together we'll discover all the joy and glow. In every story, there's a little bit of gold. Join our podcast adventure, let the magic unfold.